Okay, we're looking at Module 2.5, Safe Internet Use. This is Grade 10 Computer Theory. This falls under Module 2, which is Network and Internet Technologies. Viruses. What is a virus? A computer virus is software that is written to disrupt the normal functioning of your computer. The word software is an important part when you're giving the definition. So it's software that has been written to disrupt the normal functioning of a computer. It's loaded onto a computer without the knowledge or consent of the owner. Many viruses are designed to create and exploit security loopholes in systems, which is why often your operating systems, so your Microsoft Windows or your Mac OS, they do updates so that they can create more and more protections in place after maybe somebody has created a virus that has gotten through. Viruses, they are created to try to reproduce or replicate themselves and spread to other computers. These programs corrupt files, including system files of your operating system, which will result in your computer or other hardware devices becoming unusable. How does a virus spread? Well, you could have an infected attachment sent in an email message. You could have infected files stored on portable media, so on a flash drive, an external hard drive. You could have infected downloads from the internet, downloading a game, an innocent game from the App Store, and it unleashes viruses on your device. Most viruses activate when you run or open the infected file. Malware stands for malicious software. It is used to describe any software with negative intentions, which could range from highly destructive software to software that is more of an annoyance than anything else. How do I know if my computer has viruses? What would I look out for? Well, files start to disappear. Your computer slows down drastically. Programs stop working properly. They won't open. Free space that was available on your computer suddenly disappears. Error messages that you have never encountered before start popping up. The computer no longer boots up. Antivirus software reports the threat or presence of a virus. Antivirus software. This is software that is installed on your computer. It's designed to prevent, search for, detect, and remove software viruses and other malicious software. So it scans the files on your computer for viruses and eliminates them. It detects the virus by scanning the computer file and comparing it to its database of virus definitions. A virus definition is a pattern that uniquely identifies a virus. These definitions need to be updated often and can be downloaded from the internet for the antivirus software that you have installed. If you have Windows, you probably have the built-in Windows Defender. Otherwise, you can actually buy antivirus software. So, antivirus program can be configured to warn you of the presence of a virus or suspicious activity, automatically delete any virus that it detects, and quarantine a virus and let you decide what your next step will be. Examples of antivirus software would include Norton Antivirus, AVG, Advast, Bitdefender, Kaspersky, McAfee, ESET. Some of these are free. Some have a free one that you can use, but more features are given in the paid for version. But most of them will require you to purchase to have any kind of effective protection. General guidelines: ensure that your antivirus software is installed. Keep your virus definitions up to date by updating your antivirus software, by scanning your device in the antivirus software. Scan files stored on portable media before opening. Scan email attachments before opening. Do not open emails from people you do not know, particularly attachments to emails. Disable the auto run feature for flash drives so that it does not just open the flash drive when you plug it in, but that you're able to right click and scan it first. Avoid pirated software. Different types of viruses: Trojans, rootkits, worms, spyware, crimeware, adware. Computer worm. Computer worm is malware that is able to distribute itself over a network, normally via email, without a person having run an infected program. It is able to reproduce itself many times, so your computer could send out hundreds of these worms with devastating effect, and you might not even be the wiser. Trojans. This is a destructive program disguised as a useful application. You're tricked into opening it. It seems to be a legitimate software program. You open it, you run it, and you've unleashed the Trojan. Okay, you can watch that video in your own time. Spam, this is the electronic equivalent of junk mail. It's an email being sent to you in the form of advertising products you did not request. Prevention tips, check if your internet service provider can help. A lot of them have spam filters built in. Be careful of giving out your personal details. My tip always is create a Gmail account that you use whenever you have to sign up for a website, whenever you have to give an email address, and that becomes your sort of spam email address. And then have your personal email address that you use for legitimate things that you don't just give out to everyone. Investigate the capabilities of your email program. What kind of filters do they have built in? Ensure that you have anti-spamware software on your computer. Never reply to spam. Hoaxes and scams. An internet hoax is an email message that is intended to deceive or defraud others. False information is not always intended to be malicious, but be aware of email messages that are meant to threaten or cheat you. How to protect yourself. Always question what you read online. Always check the source of the information to determine if it's reliable. If you recognize a message as a hoax, do not pass it on, just delete it. Some of the most common types of hoax or scams are these chain letters. Send it to 10 friends so that this happens. Or if you don't send it in the next 24 hours, this bad thing is going to happen to you. Charity fraud, give this money to this charity, but it's actually going to someone's personal account. Celebrity scams, fast food lies, product alerts. Be careful. Types of viruses. Phishing. We've looked at it in an earlier module. Refers to real attempts from people to con the user into giving out personal information like your PIN number, passwords, by posing as a legitimate organization like a bank, usually by email. They often request you to visit the website by clicking on a link in the email. This would take you to a fake website. It looks just like the real one, but there are some things that can give it away that is not the real one. If you log onto that website, you're actually giving them your account details, which is why you want to be careful. So, never go on a bank, gain access to your banking account by clicking on a link. Always open up an incognito window, type in your bank address from scratch. Do not respond to requests via email. Type the URL, the uniform resource locator, the address of the website yourself. Check that the site is secure, so it begins with HTTPS and it has a little lock icon. How do I know if a website's secure? So once again, the address has got the S, there's a little lock, whoops, and you type the address in yourself, you don't click on the link. Because what they could do is something like, instead of absa.co.za, they'll have a.bsa.co.za. It looks very similar and it's easy to just miss. Farming. This is similar to phishing, but the user is not sent an email. Farming is an identity theft scam where the user's computer is infiltrated, so they are automatically redirected to another website, even if they've typed in the correct address. So even though you've typed in paypal.com, it's taking you somewhere else. To prevent farming, ensure that you have up-to-date anti-spyware software installed. Pay attention to any warning messages you might receive from your browser. Ensure the site you're accessing is secure. Spoofing, email spoofing. This is the changing of an email header so that the origin of the email appears to be from a different source. It is used in spam and phishing emails to disguise the origin of the email. Changing the email header to disguise the true source, making it look like the email is from someone you know. Spoofed email to employee, allegedly from CEO or CFO, asking for an emergency wire transfer. So you get an email, maybe it's from someone you know, and they're like, I just need some money to do this. And then actually it's not from them. Spoofed email to employees, allegedly citing a confidential deal, asking employee to contact an outside attorney for further instructions. Spoofed email to employee, allegedly from a vendor, asking to change the vendor's address and payment information. Guidelines to use the internet safely. Keep your operating system up to date. Do all your updates. Keep your antivirus software and definitions up to date. Be careful when installing software from the internet. Just because it's free doesn't mean it's good. Be suspicious. Do not click on links in pop ups. Do not open attachments unless you know who it is from. Have good password policies. Remember, with passwords, longer than 6 characters, preferably 8 or more. Don't use personal information in your password. Use a mixture of letters, upper and lowercase, numbers, symbols. Use different passwords for different websites and change them from time to time. If necessary, use a password manager to help you. Don't give your password out. Don't give your personal information out. When interacting with others online, be aware that the person you're interacting with may not be who they say they are. Don't give out personal information to strangers. Don't make arrangements to meet a strange person in real life. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, unfriend or block them. Report them to the website if possible. Think before you post photos or videos online. Be aware that no site on the internet is totally private.